Xabi Alonso has revolutionized Bayer Leverkusen, breaking Bayern Munich's dominance in the German league, leading his team to an invincible domestic season whilst also doing the domestic double. Alonso's tactical approach has been instrumental in Bayer Leverkusen achieving their success this season. Here's an in-depth look at Xabi Alonso's 4-2-3-1 tactics for Bayer Leverkusen this season in EAFC 24. Throughout the course of this season, Xabi Alonso has frequently changed and altered the formation of the side. This is to go ahead and exploit the opposition's weaknesses. Earlier this season, Bayer Leverkusen deployed a 4-2-3-1 system against the likes of Bayern Munich, where they ended up beating them 3-0. This formation provided defensive solidity whilst also allowing for attacking flexibility, particularly through the overloads down the right-hand channel. The roles of the fullbacks in Alex Grimaldo as well as Jeremy Frimpong, who is being deployed as a right midfielder in the system, are crucial to the success of the system working. They can both take up a multitude of different positions, whether that's more centrally in the midfield zones or out wide down the flanks. Onto the tactical approach of Xabi Alonso. The tactical vision should be set to wing play. This strategy enables Bayer Leverkusen to go ahead and alter and tweak their tactics in order to fit their opponents whilst also still maintaining Xabi Alonso's core tactical principles. The focus on the flanks allows for overloads to occur, in particular down the right-hand side, bringing up players like Wirtz as well as Grimaldo down the left-hand side for the switch of play. For the defense and the defensive style, it will be set to pressure on heavy touch. This approach sees the team press selectively high up the field while still maintaining their defensive shape. This will obviously make it a lot harder for the opposition to go ahead and play through them. Moving on now to the team's width, and that will be set to 20, which does create a nice compact central structure. Xabi Alonso firmly believes that the central areas of the pitch is the heart of the team. So if his side can essentially go ahead and compact in those central zones, cutting off the supply line of the heart to the rest of the team, it can more or less look to suffocate the opponent's attacking outlets. This in turn will force the opposition to play into those wider areas where the fullbacks will look to intercept the play and put the ball back in Bayer Leverkusen's possession. The depth of the side does vary. I've set it to 85 for that nice aggressive high line that you do see Bayer Leverkusen frequently play in, but it can be adjusted to around 65. It does depend on how cautious Xabi Alonso wants his side to be. The point of the high line is more or less to have the backline players involved in the offense, helping squeeze the opposition in their own half, and this can also force errors and mistakes from them and can lead to counter-attacking opportunities. Taking a look at Bayer Leverkusen's offensive outlets and the build-up play, which will be set to balanced. This side often looks to control the tempo of the game, whilst also being able to build out very effectively from the back. At the same time, with the balanced approach, it can allow for those quick transitions to occur, which we have seen countless times this season with Xabi Alonso's side. The chance creation will be set to possession, and this can allow for good passing sequences to occur with good off-the-ball rotations and movements. Bayer Leverkusen are very good at rotating into the open space and creating passing sequences to help break down the opposition's backline area. For the team's offensive width, it will be set to 65 as the natural fullbacks will look to maintain the width in the side. And in terms of natural fullbacks, I'm talking about Jeremy Frimpong as well as Alex Grimaldo. The other players will look to attack the more central zones, and that will be the striker, the two inside forwards, as well as the two midfielders. For the players in the box, it should be set to 7, which will help create good amount of overloads in the central areas for the attacks to occur, whilst also providing ample opportunities for those crossing situations to be transformed into goal-scoring opportunities. And then finally, the corners and the free kicks will be set to 4. Taking a look at the Bayer Leverkusen individual play instructions, starting off at the back with the goalkeeper Hradecki, who will be set to come for crosses as well as be a sweeper keeper. It is absolutely vital in a Xabi Alonso system that the keeper does sweep up just in behind that high line, whilst also being able to play out from the back under pressure from the opposition. You want your goalkeeper to effectively start the first phase build-up with those short passes into the centre-backs or even into the deep-lying playmaker. The role of both of your centre-backs will be set to the base set of instructions. There's no major changes or requirements needed for that, but they will need to be adept at being able to play out from the back, having a lot of composure when on the ball, looking to also try and dictate the pace of play with those line-breaking passes that they will definitely look to try and fire between the lines into either the forward line or the midfield. Now onto the right back position, and that will be the likes of Kasonu deployed in this role. Now this position essentially will more or less look to formulate that back three system that we have been very accustomed to with a Xabi Alonso Bayer Leverkusen system, of course, the more natural 3-4-2-1 shape that they have taken up more times this season. But with this system in place, with a normal back four system, you do want your right back or your left back, depending on who you are playing, to more or less stay back and, like I say, form that back three type system. So he'll be told to stay back while attacking, have aggressive interceptions. It's absolutely vital that the fullback on the right-hand side more so is very aggressive and imposing towards the opposition player, and that's why he'll also be told to step up And then, of course, you want him to invert, and this will help him get nice and close to Tapsoba, and like I say, generate that solid back three system. Now, switching over to the left-hand side, and Alex Grimaldo as a left back or a left wing back, depending on how you see him, he will be allowed to attack a lot more down the left-hand channel. So he'll be set to join the attack, have aggressive interceptions, as well as maintain a run type of mixed. You want him to be able to either invert into the midfield or overlap the wider left midfielder. At the same time, we have seen Grimaldo this season take up frequent, more attacking positions, whether it's as a left winger, either as a left, attacking midfielder, or slotting alongside the likes of Granit Xhaka in that double pivot role. So you want him to be able to have the freedom of choice to be able to pick out those positions as well. And then finally, the last instruction should be step up. Taking a look at the role for Granit Xhaka, and he'll be more of the deep-lying playmaker, allowing him to be very involved in the first phase build-up, whilst also allowing him to stay a bit further back and try and shield that backline area. So he'll be set to having a bit more of a zonal defensive behavior, looking to intercept and break up the play in those central areas, whilst also looking to stay back, have normal interceptions, and then of course be the deep-lying playmaker and cover the central areas. Onto the role of Palacios, his midfield counterpart. He'll be set to also cut past lanes, having that good zonal approach, whilst playing as a box-to-box midfielder. Quite often this season, we have seen Palacios get nice and high up the field, almost acting as a secondary number 10, looking to help facilitate offensive movements higher up the field. Normal interceptions will be a thing for him, as well as stick to position and then cover the wing. We have also seen this season that Palacios is quite comfortable with rotating into that more right back type area, looking to try and cover those wider regions of the field if needed and if required. For the role of your attacking midfielder, now it is a disclaimer that I have changed his position to that right attacking midfielder, as this will help him create those right side offensive overloads that we have been speaking about. But in order to replicate his role very effectively, he should be set to having a basic defensive support, staying on the edge of the box, although every now and then you do see him break into the box himself. He will also be instructed to drift wide. Now this will effectively open up space for the likes of Grimaldo as well as Wirtz, allowing them to drift into those more central attacking midfielder roles, whilst also allowing him, again, effectively to create those overloads down the right-hand side. He'll also be told to have aggressive interceptions. Both him and the striker will sporadically press the opposition's backline, more or less trying to force those turnovers and those mistakes. The role of Florian Wirtz is very simple. He is seen as a wide playmaker, either a player that can drift inside and create overloads more centrally, combining very effectively with the midfielders, or he can look to hug the touchlines and play down the left-hand channel, combining very nicely with the marauding attacking fullback. So his role and instructions going forward will be set to having a basic support for the defense, as well as allowing him to free roam, and this will give him the freedom of choice whether he should drift more centrally or operate in those wider areas. At the same time, you want his support runs to be set to balance, allowing him to sometimes break in behind or come short and, like I say, combine very effectively with the other midfielders. And then, of course, you want him to aggressively press and have a balanced crossing run. Onto the right-hand side, and Jeremy Frimpong will look to hug the touchlines a lot more, looking to create a lot more space down at that right-hand side, looking to more or less take up that wing-back approach. But with this position and these instructions, you will see him in those more attacking advanced areas, sometimes also playing as a striker. So he'll be set to come back on defense, looking to stay wide as well as use his pace and get in behind as much as possible. He'll also be told to have aggressive interceptions and then, of course, arc his runs into the box because you want him on the end of those crosses or cutback opportunities. And then finally, onto the role of the striker in Victor Boniface, who will be seen as a pressing forward who can, like I say, sporadically press the opposition and force those errors and those mistakes. Another key factor and element to Boniface's success in the side is the fact that he's got such elite hold-up play, the ability to back into the opposition and link up the play with the other midfielders in and around him. So for the support runs, he will be set to maintain a balanced width. We have seen quite a few times this season that the likes of Bayer Leverkusen tend to overload the flanks, and that includes the striker also drifting sometimes into those more wider areas. So you want to have him maintain this role as well. The attacking run should be set to target player. Like I say, you want him backing into the opposition, linking up the play very effectively, using his physicality and winning those aerial duels as well. Interceptions will be set to aggressive. Of course, he is going to be a pressing forward. And then the defensive support will be set to basic. Now, this can help him drop a bit deeper, vacating that more striker type role for him, and allowing the likes of Jeremy Frimpong to operate slightly higher and more centrally at times. And there you go, people. That is how I would implement and replicate Xabi Alonso's 4-2-3-1 Bayer Leverkusen system into FC24. I hope you guys have enjoyed the system. Please don't forget to smash that like button down below. Out of 10, I would give this whole system a 9. I love the ability and the free movement of the likes of Florian Wirtz drifting in from that left-hand side, creating overloads. I do like the abilities for either Grimaldo or Frimpong to attack and be in all these different various positions. It works so well. But you guys can let me know down below in the comment section how you have found the individual system. We are going to hop into the gameplay where we will discuss the tactics in further detail. Okay, people, onto the gameplay segment where we will be discussing these tactics even more. Up against the mighty Stuttgart, by the way, who will prove to be a tough opponent for Leverkusen. Of course, this season, Stuttgart finished second. Yes, they finished above Bayern Munich as well, under Sebastian Hunes. So they will prove to be a very tough opponent. But we'll look to maintain the ball. We'll look to circulate the play. We'll look to get everybody a touch in this one. Good ball over the top, but Boniface, the run was slightly, telegraphed, and it was read very well. The likes of Jonathan Tah up against Guirassy. That's going to be a battle to watch. Tah gets absolutely obliterated down that right-hand side, and of course, Guirassy ends up opening up the scoring with his first opportunity of the game. 1-0 to Stuttgart. Early doors. Early doors. We haven't been able to establish ourselves in this one, but we will eventually do it. Okay, so not a great start for the tactics, people. Not a great start for the tactics, but we will look to rotate the play here and look to just work our way up the field, progressing it at our own tempo and our own pace. Good ball. Great little touch into Grimaldo. Grimaldo making a more advanced run there. Wirtz was looking for it. Couldn't get it done. Good ball over the top yet again into Alex Grimaldo. And it's gone for a corner kick. Okay, well, early doors. We've not turned it around just yet. Wirtz puts in a great ball. Hoffman there. Not really. Not really. Palacios looking just to rotate the play yet again. Back into Grimaldo. Grimaldo, the rushing fullback. Gets it blocked away. Can we win the secondary ball? No, we can't. Can we win that ball, though? Yes, we should. Just looking to pile on the pressure. And as you see there, that back three formation has formed very nicely. Boniface loses the ball. I don't know why and how he lost the ball. But anyways, he did end up losing the ball. And also, I might say, up against a team like, Stuttgart, who on the regular play a front two system with, Undav and Guirassy. This three-back system works out quite well, even, up against that, front two. So it does still create those defensive overloads that you will be looking for. Good ball. Good ball. Great ball from Palacios into the wider channel for the on-running Frimpong. Crosses it nicely into Grimaldo, who is not tall enough to get it. There we go. Palacios through between the lines. Oh my goodness me. And Stuttgart's defender gets a last second touch on the ball to steer it into the gloves of the goalkeeper. We are moving the ball very nicely though. Good ball over the top, possibly, maybe, who knows? We have been dictating the play here. It's just been some really good defensive outlets from Stuttgart. I can't fault them, I really can't fault them. 31 minutes gone by. They have had the best opportunity of the game. It's hard to deny that. But we've had a lot of the ball here, and it's a great pass through the phases of play, very nicely, looking to transition effectively. And there you have it. Boniface from back to front finishes off the offensive move. And it is all square at 1 apiece. You love to see it. Some good ball movement, like I say, from back to front. And that is what they are capable of doing. Rotating the play, dictating how the tempo should be played. And then immediately switching gears and transitioning very, very nicely. A few balls between the lines and you've got your open play. And we can look to string together more passes and do more of an offensive job. A bit of a bad pass there from Boniface, if I'm being honest. Great tackle. Brilliant tackle from Palacios. Just keep the ball moving here, boys. Keep the ball moving. Good ball there to Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz, what can you do here? Just, looking to drift a bit more central. Great little layoff. Great little layoff. Florian Wirtz making the offensive run. Oh my goodness me. It was almost something spectacular. It was almost something special. Hoffman looking to press down this wider left channel. He doesn't want to get exposed there. And I must say, that's going to bring the first half to a close. 1-1 apiece at the break. I would say we've maybe edged the quality of this game, but both teams have been splendid in the attack, looking to rotate the play, looking to move and shift gears, and both teams taking their chances very, very well. Okay, so the stats at the break read 65% possession to Stuttgart's 35% possession. 72 passes to their 22. We've absolutely battered them in terms of that. But the chances that have been created is only 1 for us and 3 for them. They've created some really good chances, but we will improve that in the second half for sure. As you'll see there, a lot of our possession has been maintained in those more central zones. We do need to get the right midfielder slash, right-sided area going a bit more. So we need Frimpong to be making those runs in behind and supply that width down that right-hand side. A lot of our attacks have been channeled with either the likes of Hoffman and Wirtz combining or Wirtz and Grimaldo. So a bit more of a balanced spread would do. And a lot of their, more possession has been in their own area, in their own half, looking to try and, get out of their half. We have been very good at maintaining that nice compactness. Like I say, you are trying to squeeze them up the field into their own half, which we have managed to do. But they've also been very good at sometimes playing around us, and that obviously led to their goal in, what was it, like the 7th minute or whatever. So we'll need to, break up that in the second half a bit more, a bit better, and be a bit more efficient with our pressing and our, keeping our structure. But it will definitely be showing in that second half. And then finally, just taking a look at the passes at the break at least. And of course, 72 passes have been attempted, with 62 of them being, success. Not very good for the passing accuracy, but a lot of passes in those central zones out to the more wider players, of course, Wirtz on the left and Frimpong on the right. And a lot of passes being exchanged between Granit Xhaka and Palacios and the rest of the side, which is quite nice to go ahead and see, because they will be running the team, looking to dictate the play, along with the centre-backs in that more deeper position. So we do need to see a little bit more of that, maybe from the goalkeeper. I always say this, we need to see more from the goalkeeper, looking to, invite the press, play out from the back. And I always tend to do it in the second half. I always tend to forget that. But we are trying to maintain a lot of pressure on the Stuttgart back line. Guirassy set to kick us off in the second. All squared at 1 apiece. Very similar to how they played this season. Very cagey affair. Very nip and tuck approach to their game. Hold up play nicely done by oh my god. Boniface couldn't get the pass off, and it gets intercepted and turned over. Okay, what will they look to do here? Furyk. Hasn't had much success, Furyk. He really has not had that much success. Granit Xhaka looking just to defend very nicely. Gets the ball into Wirtz. Wirtz, brilliant at carrying the ball, might I say. He'll pass into Boniface. Boniface loses it yet again. The breakup of the offensive play has been all down to Boniface in this game so far. It's not been a very good game for him. Maybe Patrick Schick could come off the bench and do a slightly better job. Possibly, maybe. And Jonathan Tah isolated up against the 2 strikers, and they pop off a shot, and they do earn themselves a corner. And off the bat, I must say, Stuttgart have come out swinging in the second half. They want that lead back. Nicely defended at the near post from Frimpong. Just lays it back into the centre back, who will look to spread out wide. Just, stretch the play, switch the play quite nicely. Back into those central zones. Not looking to rush things too much here. Wirtz gives the ball away. And, oh my goodness me. We could be exposed here down the left-hand side. Sterahue looking to attack. He might look to whip in across. He has done it at a great area, and it's a great save from the goalkeeper. I was trying to get there with the defensive midfielder. I don't know why he took so long, but they've got themselves another corner kick. Again, defended very nicely at the near post. The likes of Tapsoba looking just to get it out of the danger area. We lose it, trying to play it out from the back. And their counter press has been immense. Their counter pressing has been brilliant, actually. Hoffman looking just to help back on defense there. Tah does get the ball out eventually. We can look to shift gears now and build ourselves up this field with a nice little outlet to the likes of Frimpong, who is stretching the play. The likes of Aito has come all the way over. No! Oh my god, we almost won the ball back. Some great, sporadic pressing from the striker led to that great opportunity. A bit more lax in the box. He thought he had more time. Led to a great turnover. But unfortunately, the ball did fall back to possession of the goalkeeper. Nice ball down the wider left channel. Wirtz. What the hell? Boy! Looking to block off the passes. Grimaldo and Jonathan Tah down. Oh my god! Down the left channel. And I must say, our defense has been very, very bad in the second half. Looking like a Bayer Leverkusen versus Atalanta at this point. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Focus, boys, focus. Great pass, back post. Kusonu is there as that more defensive right back. Great positioning from the more natural centre back. Great pass. Good pass. Back end. Wirtz looking to transition very effectively. Gets the shot off himself. We do not deserve the goal. It has been Stuttgart in the second half for sure. They've been very much the better side. And you have to feel bad for them, although some quick transition movements led to a fantastic offensive outlet. Some good play between Xhaka and Wirtz. And to be honest, we could have maybe squared it to our striker, maybe, depending on how fast he was actually going to, go. But nonetheless, 2-1 to Bayer Leverkusen. Not too bad. Yeah, I'm not impressed with how we've been able to play. I'm very impressed with Stuttgart, though. I mean, those Stuttgart tactics that we made a few weeks ago, they've shown to display very, very nicely. I must say, very well indeed. Anyways, we go again. We're looking just to press them, make sure that they're uncomfortable. They are going to try and pile the kitchen sink on us now. So we will be able to move the ball a lot quicker through the lines with a lot more resistance, or a lot less resistance, I should say. Good block. Good block, get it. Oh my god, and they've thrown the kitchen sink at us. And it has led to this moment right here. Adley's set to come on for Frimpong. I need a bit more of an attack down that right-hand side. I know I don't normally make, subs, but it's late on in this one. And back-to-back games, back-to-back games where we've conceded a last 5-minute goal. It's not good enough. It's simply not good enough, bruv. Just rotate the play, keep the ball, keep the ball. Alex Grimaldo looking to play a 1-2 pass with Wirtz. What can Wirtz do? Plays it into Boniface. Boniface. And that's going to be full time. You love to see it, people. You love to see it. Full time, 2-2 apiece. Not too bad. The way that we played overall wise. The second half, not the best, especially with conceding that last second or last 5-minute goal. Yet again, back-to-back games. But in that first half, I thought we were much the better side. So let's take a look at the full-time stats. 55% possession to their 45, like I say. They did come back in that second half. They were throwing the kitchen sink at us. They were swinging like crazy. They were going mad. But we held out, and it's a 2-2 draw. I'm pretty sure that they did draw this season as well. So, But 111 passes to their 67. Not too bad, not too shabby. More tackles than them by 1. And our goalkeeper made 3 more saves. So our goalkeeper was very much the better of the two, which is not the best thing, to be fair. They did have some really good opportunities, and they should have maybe scored more. Who knows? On a different day, maybe Stuttgart leave with 3 points. But nonetheless, these tactics are brilliant. They are great. It wasn't the best display from yours truly in that second half. But nonetheless, you guys can let me know down below in the comment section what you think of the tactics at hand. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. Anyways, until the next one, until the next time, I'm out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day.